Thanks for tuning in to our bonus episode preview. This is just a short sample of this week's exclusive Patreon episode. You can hear the episode in its entirety by becoming a member at patreon.com/IndoctriNation, where you'll gain access to all of our exclusive episodes and merchandise. Hello to the wonderful Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for your wonderful support and for really helping to ensure the future of this show. I thank you, my team thanks you, and the guests past and present and future. Thank you very much for making it possible and partnering with us. I want to be able to talk to you today as the bonus episode. It will be just me. There is something that we notice quite a bit that we've talked about on the podcast, and I just want to get a little more into it today. When you go on TikTok, when you go on anything, when you go on YouTube, you see thousands of people who are calling themselves healers, people who are involved in the self-help movement, people who are calling themselves gurus, people who are actually calling themselves a whole variety of things that have to do with or are translated to mean teacher or guide or spiritual master. There are a number of people also who call themselves spiritual coaches or energy healers or energy coaches. And there's just a whole kind of word salad that is connected with this kind of field of pseudoscience. And I think one of the things that is going to be important is to try to understand why people get so drawn in. I mean, here, the fact that you're listening to the podcast probably means that you are going to be suspicious. You're going to be suspicious of so many people who will call themselves gurus and who will say that they have the cure for you. I can't tell you how many people I work with who got involved in a cultic group and then say that as part of their healing, they're going to some spiritual master or they're going to some retreat somewhere in the jungles of somewhere where they're going to take something or go on some sort of quest and as a way to heal from their cult experience. And I'm thinking, oh no, that is not okay. Because for so many people, they then contact me a second time and say that they kind of went from out of the frying pan and then into the fire. And they think they need some help before they get into another frying pan and then into another fire. There are people who are caught up in this loop where they don't see how fraudulent something is because it didn't come in the same form as the original fraud that they were involved in. Or a person might seem very trustworthy, or a person might be licensed in something, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're trustworthy just because they have initials, or they're wearing a lab coat, or they're wearing a long flowing robe. It doesn't make them any more spiritual than anyone else. They just might like long clothing.